Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and you're listening to episode 77 of the Boonie Breakdown podcast. The podcast where we sometimes cry, we always laugh, we might get a bit ratchet, but we're forever gonna break it down. All right, this week we're back on schedule. It's Monday, and it is a new episode. Again, thank you for your patience last week and allowing me to release the episode late and not beating down the door. But this week, my guests are the homies, Chrissy and Shika. Yes, they're here. It's been a while since they've been on the podcast, but it was great to have them on. We had an awesome conversation this week. It was a request from one of you guys for us to do a fuck, marry, kill. But I didn't want to do an entire episode to that. So we start there and then we kind of go a little deep in this episode. Thanks to the guys at the Hung Up podcast. I saw on Instagram that they had released a Q4, a fourth quarter of 2018 roundup. And they had tagged some podcasts in it and asked that they do that on a future episode. And I thought that was a really cool idea. And so I took their questions and Chrissy, Shika, and myself answered them. So stick around for that. And I just want to jump right into Boonie's pick of the week. If you follow me on Instagram over at the Boonie Breakdown over on Instagram, and you saw my Insta stories from this past weekend, you saw that I went to fucking Kentucky. That's right. I went to Louisville. You know, I think it's so amazing that's how you say it because I would say Louisville. But I love how they say Louisville. Went to Louisville, Kentucky for the weekend. And I am surprised. Never in my life did I think that I would be saying, I went to Kentucky. And not only did I fucking go to Kentucky, I actually went to Kentucky and I fucking loved it. I really did enjoy my time there. First of all, the water is fucking delicious. The tap water, they have something with some limestone in the river. I don't know, but the way they distill it, it is the most delicious tap water I have ever had in my life. We did the bourbon trail. That was pretty much the reason we went down there was for the bourbon. We had some great food. It was relaxing. It was also just happened to be that first weekend in October. It happened to be like 90 degrees the entire weekend. So it was great. I highly recommend that you do visit Louisville, Kentucky and do the bourbon trail. And drink the fucking delicious water. It is fucking, I just can't even get over how good it was. Like, you know how you go some places and you're like, oh, this water is like, case in point, Philadelphia, their water is fucking gross. I lived there for 4 years. You would boil it. It smelled like sulfur. Like I hated the tap water in Philadelphia. I enjoy the tap water in Baltimore, but that fucking tap water down in Louisville. See, I said Louisville. Louisville. I like that. Louisville, Kentucky. Top notch, A+ there. They really knock it out the park. So, brought home lots of bourbon, some bourbon balls. Again, I just really never thought in life that I would be saying, I liked Kentucky, but I did. I will say this too, like, you know how I think the same thing happened when I visited Alabama. I was preparing myself for some like big forms of racism. Like I was ready for it. I was waiting for it. And it really did not happen. It was more of a curiosity, I think, for a lot of the people there who maybe had not seen Black people in the capacity that we were there, in the hotel that we stayed in, the tour that we went on. We were the only Black people. A lot of times the restaurants we were in, we were the only Black people. Definitely in every bourbon tour we went on, we were the only Black people on the tour. And it always caused the people on the tour to say, you guys aren't from around here. So it was more of a curiosity and not a true any like type of racism or discrimination. And I'm always, as a Black person, especially a Black woman, you are always looking for that moment, especially in places that, when you go down south or whatever. But I still hold by the statement that I experienced more discrimination in LA than I did in Alabama and now Kentucky. So go visit. All right, let's get into the housekeeping for the week. Last week's episode with Brian, it was funny. Almost unanimously, everyone said that Brian was not fucking ridiculous on this past episode. So look, he's not as crass all the time, right? But a lot of people, like, I laughed hysterically in the episode when Brian was like, we were talking about female condoms, and Brian was like, I'm not trying to fuck a bag. Like, the shit was funny, right? So thanks for sending in the feedback to that episode with Brian. If you missed it, go listen. It was a great Ratchet time. I'm not even sure how many tickets, if any tickets, will be left to the Responsible and Ratchet edition of the Boonie Breakdown Live, November 2nd, Baltimore, Maryland. I really don't know how many tickets will be left by the time you listen to this, but the time that we were recording, I believe there were 7 tickets left. Just 7, okay? I really would like to have some more man meat, some penis meat in the building. But, you know, we do have more than we did last time. So that is a win. I will take it. Again, if you would like a ticket, head on over to theboonieBreakdown.com/live, LIVE, to grab your ticket. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, The Boonie Breakdown. You can follow us on Twitter, Boonie Breakdown. And when sharing this episode on social media, use the hashtag The Boonie Breakdown or the hashtag PODIN, PODIN. I love when you share the stories in your Insta story. When you tag a friend to something that I post on Instagram. I mean, I just can't even put a price on what word of mouth does for the podcast. So you extending your social capital and your name to give the Boonie Breakdown a stamp of approval means a lot to me. Okay. So that is it for me, guys. So let's get ready to break it down. Hey guys, it's your girl Boonie, and I'm excited because, like I said, October is homecoming on the Boonie Breakdown, and Chrissy and Shika are here. It's been a long time. Hey girls.
Hey guys.
What's been going on?
You know, life's been happening. Nothing much though. It's been a lot of life happening though.
Yeah, all of that.
It's been rough.
Oh no, not rough. Like good rough or just like moderate rough? Not bad rough.
No, it's not terrible. You know what I'm saying? Not terrible, but you know, shit has been happening and I'm just like, ugh, over it.
Mine has mostly been just work being crazy.
Oh, same. Okay.
Finally come to the realization that there is no such thing as a slow season. We just go from one huge priority and project to the next, but I am adapting to the culture. And then for the last 4 weeks, my body has been hurting in every imaginable place because I am back to working out regularly.
Oh, yay.
Oh, good.
Alcohol. Thank you, ladies. I don't even have alcohol to help me through times, but the greater goal, the end goal is, well worth it to have a waist again and be healthy, of course, more so that than anything else. But
right. Yeah, my shit has been mainly work too. Like my coworker left. I took on her workload. It's shitty. They owe me a promotion. I definitely daydreamed about writing "fuck you" to several people today, but I did not. Yeah, so it's been stressful. Yeah, I actually started going to therapy because like I was like spiraling.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, I could not go into the office without, and y'all know I only go in the office 2 days a week, but I would be like upset I'm in there, like in a funk, irritated, annoyed. So I was like, nah, this, we got to get through this. So I've been better. The last couple of weeks. Today I was irritated again, but I have a new level of like, fuck it, like fuck all of this, where I do what I can and everything else, fuck it,
Mm-hmm. I can relate to that.
Advice from the one therapy session. Guy was like, write a list of things you have control over and things that you don't. I was like, I know, like I already know, like I'm aware, you know what I mean? But sometimes you really have to like, have that thought and that talk with yourself. And put
it's
it in
crazy because on last week's episode, therapy was my pick of the week. And me too, like after one session, because I'm back on the couch. Yo, that bitch like cracked me wide the fuck open in 50 minutes. I was like, shit. I should have came back way long ago. So yeah, I feel you. I don't know, I'm ready for new shit in a lot of spaces in life. And so
Same.
I think I'm going to stop this conversation because it's going to go into something I want to do later.
Oh, yes.
I just see where it's going. I see where it's going.
Look,
I want to apologize. We haven't. I see where we're about to go, so I'm gonna snap it here. I do want to apologize because some listener sent in a listener question, and right now at the time we're recording this right now, I cannot find your question. So if we do not get to this later in the episode, feel free to shoot it to me again, and I will make sure that Chrissy, Shika, and myself will answer this question for you at some time. I apologize. I normally don't lose listener questions, but this one I did, so I apologize if I can't find it. But we did get a request for Chrissy, Shika, and myself to do an abbreviated Fuck, Marry, Kill. That seems like 50 episodes ago. I don't even know when. It had to be 50 episodes ago.
No, it was so much fun though. It's funny.
It was
I
fun.
have no idea who, what, when, or where you would ask. I'm kind of nervous
because I don't even think last time I told y'all we were doing it. I think we just did it.
Yeah.
So this is an abbreviated one. I'm trying to see if there's a theme. There might be a theme in this one. Maybe. I don't know. But we're going to do the first category. So this one, Fuck, Marry, Kill for Ryan Dawn from Black Ink Crew, Chicago.
Wait, say it again.
Okay, say that
for Ryan or Dawn from Black Ink Crew, Chicago.
Okay. I do too. You want to go first, Shika?
Yeah, I am going to fuck Dawn, marry for, and kill Ryan. Ryan really a big he be on my nerves.
All those motherfuckers are cheaters, though. I just know that Don has good sex and he's a little violent, so I would just fuck him. I would marry Ryan because he has the most business acumen. For literally is getting handouts to help advance his career and fucking those up at every turn, so he can go ahead and die.
I'm with Chrissy on this one. I would totally only marry Ryan for the business and the money potentially. Definitely fucking Dawn.
Oh, I know I would. I know how much he would get on my fucking nerves.
Listen, Don must have like the King Titus of penis because he has embarrassed his wife.
I bet
not his girl.
Right, like, she's his wife now.
Yeah, I think his dick is like mediocre size.
Listen, and it has let us know in the first season that that's always been their history. So niggas with Don dick, stay the fuck away from me.
Don dick.
I think Don just know how to fuck. Like I don't even think his dick size or anything like that is crazy. I think he just know how to fuck. Like
I think he got both.
I think he has both too.
I think he has a decent, but like not like like a nice fit.
Girl,
like,
he looked like a walking red flag.
No,
like,
he does look like he'll fuck your life up. You're gonna be stressed out all the time. I can't do it.
Nah, not at all.
But
yeah, I just think I definitely would be cursing Ryan out all the fucking time. Like he gets on my last nerve.
Ryan is stupid.
Think about business savvy. He's just a bitch ass nigga to me for the most part, and I really can't do that. I can't do that. Like that stresses me.
Also, because her baby daddy is Jeremiah. So
right, and I like how they don't bring that up no more. Because first season, they definitely let us all know. It was very much said.
You ain't seen that kid since.
No more.
You have not.
That's why I be like, her and him, they match because they both like bitch asses to me.
But that's the thing. Ryan looked like he just really started trying his fame and recognition grew. Like I'm sure he's had some indiscretions in the past, but Don was doing that shit just off the string just because he could.
Yes, I would agree with that as well.
Yeah. Don just like to fuck around, like because Ashley don't go nowhere. See, Rachel left that ass and had a baby with another nigga more famous than you. and then came back. You know what I mean? Like
we still gonna figure this shit out. And no, I don't want your ring, but give me a car. I ain't mad at Rachel.
Yeah.
Wow.
She just irritating. She be fake to me.
Yeah.
I hate people
next category.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna stick with the reality show.
That's fun. Because I hate most of them.
Safari, Rockstar, Ray J.
Wait, which one?
I thought I had it, not changed it in my mind.
Rockstar is the super messy one on Love and Hip Hop Hollywood that is now claiming that he too has fucked A1's wife.
I know Lyrica is tired of them talking about her pussy. I hope it's fire because they are really being outrageous.
I am going to kill Rockstar. He's annoying as fuck. Like he's so try to be relevant that he coming on trying to start with everybody. I don't like him. I could live with Safari's dick on a regular basis. I just need to know what turn down Safari is because he and Ray J annoy me to the same level. But Ray J also seems to have had more business acumen. Or Scooty Bike seems to have been doing more successful than the
Scooty Bike.
Yeah,
I'm going to make a little bit, but not.
I don't even want to fuck Ray J though, because his dick didn't even seem appealing back in the sex tape days. It was like skinny with a hook.
I forgot we seen his dick too.
Yeah, but I would fuck Ray J and marry Safari.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my vote.
I think mine is the same. Safari's a Cancer. I think we could get along. Safari seems fun, you know, like
he has to have a turn down personality. That's not for.
Oh yeah, I definitely think he turns down.
I do too. I would agree with that ranking as well, Chrissy. Rockstar acts like a bitch. Like I really hate him on the show, and he's messy. Like he's like the male version of Brooke Valentine.
Oh, yes, that's a perfect analogy.
So
he's a messy bitch.
Yeah, Adrian said that to me the other day on chat, and I was like, yes, he is so annoying. Yes. I don't know what's wrong with her. She's so strange.
She's absurd.
Yeah. Safari just will have to like be patient because like I'm not sure. I don't know.
What do you don't know?
I just don't know. I just don't know the capabilities of me just like taking all his dick immediately. Like I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to like
you're gonna have to work up to that.
Yeah, you can't bust it open all the way for that thing.
Yeah. And on top of that, like I ain't even been boning, so like for real, you're gonna have to be easy. Like I don't even know. I'm not sure.
And he knows that about that dick. So
yeah, I think he knows. And he's a Cancer, so he's probably very, sensitive. And
he's definitely very much sucker for love. And that's hard to find these days. I'll take it.
I'm definitely
I'm with you, Chrissy.
Yeah.
Okay. Next category. I think this one is the little men. Bruno, Kevin Hart, Cat Williams.
Oh.
I have an answer already, but who the fuck?
I got an answer too, but I'm trying to think of the last two if I want to keep it.
I'm gonna go ahead and go there.
Go ahead.
So I'm killing Cat Williams because he can't stay out of jail. Did y'all see he just got arrested again?
No,
yes, he just got arrested again.
He just got a goddamn Emmy. If he don't sit the fuck down.
Listen, he can't help it. Anytime he takes 2 steps forward, this motherfucker want to take 23 back.
He's wild.
But, yeah. I would marry Kevin Hart for the same reasons. If you're gonna cheat on me, at least help me build a legacy and some finances with it. Because again, all these niggas is cheating. 2, I would have a very coke-filled fun night with Bruno Mars.
Yes.
For sure.
And if you listen to the episode with Kenny, you heard that Kenny and I would hire Bruno as our coke expert if we ever won the lottery because we're getting high as shit.
He would be the right one.
And you know what? I might find him like sexy if I'm like high for real. You know what I mean? Because I
Yeah, I
just
think
feel
it would
like,
give you like the beer goggles effect a
yeah,
little bit.
yeah. Because he's not little like.
Yeah, he's just cute. I don't think he's
I mean, he's
fine.
cute, and it's
But
like, and it's different from like how I felt about Prince. Like Prince had a way, you know,
no, Prince
a
had a
way.
whole
He had
vibe.
a vibe, and it's like I remember being little and being like, I like him. Like I think I like him. You know what I mean? Like it was
Uh-huh.
something. So Bruno does not do that to me for me.
I was
So
standing
I would
in line after
definitely.
my mama to have sex with Prince. Like,
Yeah.
same. But let me paint this picture
I
for y'all
just heard
because
it.
it's somewhat related.
Mm-hmm.
Hazel E. not only fucked Cat Williams but dated this nigga.
That's right.
Oh,
I
that's
forgot.
So,
right.
Oh.
hashtag never forget.
Well, now I won't.
I mean, we know she be going through things in life, but what the hell was she going
Her
through?
and Iona. That's why she ended up on Iona.
Girl,
Child, she needed it after that.
you need to go back. Have y'all seen the picture of her with some Bantu knots in her hair?
No, I just have canceled her from life.
Is it weave or is it her? I don't even want to know. Nope.
I loosely follow the Shade Room because I refuse to follow them and have them come down my timeline.
Me too.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
go pop
every once
in
in a
like
while
once
I'll
every
go
3
look.
weeks. Yeah.
But I'll pop in, and I don't know how long it is, how long ago it was, because I mostly
They
scroll this.
post like every 2 seconds.
Somebody posted her picture, and it was like the world's worst wig, and I was like, can somebody just give it up
She had
already?
a wig of butt. Oh, I hate
It was a wig. It was a lace front and made into Bantu knots. And she said something like, "Y'all asked me for this new style." And I was like, "Bitch, ain't nobody asked you."
Oh wow.
He's so delusional. It's hot. It's
She's
so
so
ridiculous.
terrible.
Like,
Yes.
why do you think this
Disgusting.
way?
Okay. Next one.
Mhm.
Lawrence Daniel Nathan.
That's refreshing. That's a little bit better than you know.
Yeah. I have my answers too, but I'll wait unless y'all need.
Okay, so on this one, I I struggled with this one. I struggled with this one a lot. I think I would definitely kill Nathan. Fuck Daniel, marry Lawrence.
Okay, and I think I'm kind of reverse. So I would definitely, I agree with you. I would marry Lawrence. I think I would. Yeah, see, I didn't know, but I think my first thought was to fuck Nathan and kill Daniel. I hate non-communicating ass niggas. It irritates me.
Yeah. It's a hard one because I oscillate back and forth between killing Daniel or Nathan.
Same.
Because I would marry Lawrence. Like Lawrence finally got his shit together. You know, it took us going through complete breakup.
Lawrence 2.0 is nice.
Yeah, Lawrence 2.0 figured this shit out. It's Daniel is a struggle in a different way than Nathan. Like Nathan is just completely disrespectful because your ass, you know, you're on the verge of depression. So that's something that would have to be a factor in our relationship if we were together. But you ghosted for over a month and then came back with some sorry ass
month.
Okay. Girl, you're still living your whole life. And then, I mean, hinting towards it, so we know what's coming in season 2. But still, that's not an excuse to not even say I'm going through some things. Can I get back to you or something? You just one day was in my pussy and then the next day was gone. So that's a huge problem. I would probably kill you for real. But then Daniel has communication issues as well. Like, how long was she on her couch before they both even made the attempt to try to talk about the status of their relationship? And he was being petty, fucking bitches in the house on purpose to try to get a reaction out of her.
Mm-hmm.
He also doesn't want to bite his pride to really make the types of moves needed to advance in the career that he's invested in fully. And isn't even pursuing anything outside of that to be successful on the level that he wants. So I'm just like, So I think I probably would kill Nathan. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to kill him just for the pure disrespect. And then fuck Daniel because that's the easy way to dispose of him.
I would agree.
Yeah, see, I'm fucking Nathan in the Ferris wheel and that's it.
But that did look lit.
That did.
I'm just fucking him. I'm getting him smooth out of there. I don't trust niggas. You get smooth out of here after that.
I was laughing because I was reading over the weekend. I was reading Mecca's new astrology book, and it was talking about and she has like different love affirmations in there for each sign, which they're really dope. So go buy that damn book. But it was describing another sign, their love making as tender. And I was like, I don't think I would ever describe any sexual encounter I've ever had as tender. That shit on the Ferris wheel kind of looked tender to me.
Yeah, it might have been tender.
Like it wasn't like nasty, but it was like, ooh, that's freaky. But it was tender. Like it was like, ooh.
Get out of my iMessages.
Yeah, I'm ignoring this picture, Chrissy.
You know how bad I'm ignoring? I didn't even open it. I didn't even open it all the way. I looked at it at the top. I'm not playing with you.
I'm like, who advised her that was a look?
Oh my gosh,
he looks so crazy.
We're talking about Hazel E. She's had so much plastic surgery done. Jesus Christ.
I didn't even look at her face. I just saw the hair and got out of there. Let me look.
Wow. She's had a lot of work.
She almost looks Asian.
I thought it was an Asian girl until I just
She looks Asian now.
But the same. And look at Hazel. It's like in the comments is laughing, but shit.
Right.
Like, I mean, she went in Kardashian the face up, but this hair, like.
Oh no! Moving on.
Sorry.
Okay. Kanan ghosts Tommy.
So those are too crazy. Like the others, well, all of them niggas crazy now that I'm thinking back on all the seasons.
Yeah. I got a quick answer with not a lot of explanation.
Okay.
I'm going to kill Ghost. I'm going to marry Tommy. I'm going to fuck Kanan.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because Ghost out of all of them is the one that aggravates me the most. Like all of the dumb shit he's did, like instead of just burning down the building with Kanan in it, if he would have put a bullet in his head, it would have eliminated like Bree's fuckery. Like he fucks up and never completes a job. And after all that shit still soft for Angela, like I can't do it. So he gotta go.
I flirted with the idea of killing Ghost. Okay, no, Adrian, you go because I got to think about this. Because I'm the same.
Way more thought into this too. The only one I know for sure is fucking Kanan because I just always had a thing about fucking 50 Cent.
Same.
And I hate Ghost and Tommy are dumb on two very different levels.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess I'll kill Ghost and marry Tommy because I feel like even though Tommy does dumb shit, he thinks he
like the thing all I see when I look at Tommy is just an abandoned child.
Yeah, like I feel like if Holly had like got to him a little bit earlier,
he could have been saved a little bit, maybe.
Yeah, and I don't think it would have stopped Ghost from playing with him like a token. So yeah, I have to kill Ghost, marry Tommy, fuck Kanan.
Yeah, I don't think I fuck with Ghost like that either. So we're the same.
All right. Next one, we have two more, and these are I saved the women for last.
Oh, fun.
Kim, Kylie, Chloe.
Oh God.
Well, I'm gonna marry Kylie. I just keep thinking like fucking a plastic ass. Like I just
I think I fuck Chloe.
I guess
Chloe's more fun than Kim.
I don't know, but I heard Chloe's breath stunk, so I think I'll kill Chloe and marry. No, fuck Kim, marry Kylie, kill Chloe. Only because Kylie is like almost a billionaire, right? So,
Kylie
and she's 20, so like
get 2 more years out of it.
Yeah,
definitely has a ton of money.
Again, based on business acumen, I'm gonna go with Kylie too, just because I think she's in a legitimate business. established without the sex tape. Well, still from the roots of the sex tape, but will have a legacy that probably will outlive her sisters.
Agreed.
I just, something deep down in the pit of my soul just has never been here for Kim Kardashian, any version of her face. Like, like even when she was cleaning out Paris Hilton's closet, I was like, who is this thirsty bitch just wanting to be in the back of the scene? So I'm gonna kill Kim just off the stream.
Yeah, I think I'm fucking Chloe.
I'm gonna fuck Chloe because OJ is her daddy. Otherwise.
Yeah, I'm totally on that train as well. So, our last fuck, marry, kill. Remy, Nicki, Cardi.
Oh, I'm definitely fucking Cardi. I'm probably marrying Remy, and I am killing Nicki Minaj.
To freedom.
I be typing that shit to my friends when I leave work with the yelling emoji.
With the yelling emoji.
Listen, did y'all see the person emoji of her? Did you?
Yes.
Send in?
Yes, I saw that shit on Twitter. Ridiculous.
Oh, I'm with you. I'm gonna kill Onika too. She's already digging the grave herself.
That's the fact.
Yeah. Remy would be a good ass wife. Like, she got the domestic skills. You know, she got your back.
Yeah.
But she ain't gonna get the bag like Cardi. Like, I'm watching the whole little maternity special thing just out of wanting to see her win, but I don't even like it. I didn't
care for it either.
Yeah, so I'm gonna make Cardi. Cardi will keep it.
Remy's show. Her show.
Like, I was, as a true Remy fan, glad to finally see her career back in 2003 take off.
Mm-hmm.
I had so much hope for what she had the potential to do when she came out. And I don't know, I know her stylist, so I'm not going to talk too bad. Like, they're doing good on that front. But as far as management or whatever, people completely dropped the ball. It's been like 3 years and 7 winters and 6 summers, still ain't. Like, yeah,
I also wonder if she wanted to take it in another direction. Y'all be thinking about money and shit. I think about who the fuck I like. Like, not that I don't like Cardi.
I'm like, money just makes you like a lot of things.
You know, I don't think I have that. I'm maybe it's my cancer ways, but I just really be like, you are irritating the entire fuck out of me. And Cardi might be cool, but I think Cardi does have that attitude that maybe we don't always see a little bit. I think I just couldn't deal with
Cardi has been extra as fuck always. Like, I remember I started following her way back because this party promoter that I know used to always repost her stuff, and she was just funny as fuck. But it was always super, super extra. So I don't, like, she don't have no turn off. Like, she always in go mode. But I am thinking about it from the bad perspective. But from what I've heard and understood, it's not that Remy took a turn for lack of wanting to be in the spotlight and wanting to get her money up. So, like, I don't know what some of the decisions were, but I just feel like, again, it was a waste. Like, because so many people were waiting on her return, they could have capitalized off of that so much better. But, you know.
Oh yeah, I would agree with that. I think my choice, definitely killing Nicki. Like, get out of here. I'm sick of her. I'm also sad that she's a Sagittarius. I kept going back and forth on the Remy Cardi, like, who would I marry? Mm-hmm. But I think I would marry Remy and fuck Cardi.
Yeah, Cardi seems like a good time.
Yeah, Cardi just seems real fun. So, yay, that concludes our mini fuck, marry, kill.
Yay.
But those were, I don't even know why those, I know why some of those popped into my mind, but some of those I don't know why. Bruno, Kevin, and Kat, I'm not sure.
That was a random one. That was very random.
That was a little random. But I do want us to take a little serious turn. This might get a little heavy. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But I was listening to the Hung Up podcast, and the guy, it's two guys they hosted, and I had seen someone, I've been trying to listen to some new podcasts too, but I had seen someone tweet about it, and I had added it to the queue, and so I started listening to it, and I thought they did a really good episode, and they invited other podcasts to try to do it, and it was called a fourth quarter inventory. which I've been meaning to do one myself as I start to think about the shit I want to do in 2019 and beyond. And so
Okay.
they have set up, it's like 9 of these. So we'll see how many we can kind of get through in like the next 30 minutes or so. But I'll say like a phrase like, when I think about love, that's not one of them, but it'll be like, when I think about love, ... And you have to fill in the ... All right.
All right.
So, the first one was, when I see myself and assess my spirit, I see ...
Healing. Yeah. This year, I wanted to make sure that in this year, I took a focus on really, truly healing myself, both from past traumas emotionally. So again, therapy was a huge key in that. Wanted to get past just because happy is a state, you know? And while we still need to be able to find our own joy and realize that that's not tied to anything,
yes,
true healing, I feel, is the foundation of true happiness and true joy. So that was the biggest thing for me. And then also both with the physical and health aspects of it, making choices and changes that will lead to, again, that completion of being healthy and whole. So that's been it for me.
Okay. Shika, when I see myself and assess my spirit, I see.
Yes, so mine is actually growth and healing. I've been honestly doing the same thing. I've taken a step back and, I was doing a lot of like, crystal work and just building up a more healthy foundation. And spiritually, I was starting to see things change. And, I got into the moon rituals, and I even did like a 5-month like remote healing series, which kind of took me through the ringer. I think it ended in August. So, the springtime, I was kind of like really being faced with things that, maybe I've ignored or, didn't properly heal from. So I did that. In the last month or so, I did therapy. I told myself after I finished this healing series, look into therapy. I'm not letting niggas play in my face. You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell Adrian all the time, like, I'm on Match. I downloaded some app recently called Black, but I'm really not playing with y'all. Like, I don't have room. Like Chrissy said, happy is a state. So I do whatever I can to keep my state of happiness, balanced. Like I've always thought, that I, kind of suffer from like seasonal depression. So when the seasons change, I can feel myself drifting and maybe, feel like I'm coming under, but I have yet to let it completely overtake me where I'm not, doing shit. I'm not going to work, whatever. But it's hard and it's rough. So I have to find other ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all know, like I smoke, but like I can't smoke all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's times where I have to face it. Like I told y'all before we started, like I've been dating Shanti. I be fucking with T25. I'll go to the gym. I'll take a walk out. If I'm working from home, I'll sit outside if it's decent. Like whatever I can do to kind of keep me balanced, to keep me from hitting a low point, because I kind of feel like things are getting better. It's going to get better. I have a lot to be thankful for.
Exactly.
But when you better with shit like that, it really, like that doesn't matter.
Gotcha. So I think when I see myself and assess my spirit, I see renewal. Kind of that same theme of, addressing past trauma and not, I guess I'm moving beyond acknowledging it, but actually making a toolkit to live with it and use my voice. If it's something that triggers me in other situations, like I feel like we carry this stuff with us and people do things to us without knowing what triggers you. And so I've now reached a point, instead of just not only acknowledging what happens, but being in tuned enough to turn around to the person if I care about them enough to say, you know what, when you do this to me and I react this way, this is why I do it. So I'm going to ask that you stop or try to find some other way to interact with me because this isn't going to work. So that's been a big thing. And it's been another, like with the renewal, I just think it's been a lot of changes this year for me, and I'm excited about making the space for new things to come in, especially things that now I'm trying to get more specific about what I want to fill some of these voids or what I don't want, or I just want to stay light. And that's what I'm most excited about.
Oh, very good, ladies.
Oh,
so yeah. All right, next one. And Chrissy kind of went into this, but whatever. If my body could talk, it would say,
"Bitch, what is you doing?" Like literally. But no, for real. Shout out to my trainer Vazi. I'm really appreciative to have someone that is invested in my goals and the success of my goals, like I am. She knows how to motivate me in a way where I don't want to kick her in the teeth. And she also knows how to push me, but is knowing when I'm giving my all. So, it's again great to have that support when pushing towards or doing something that in the beginning I don't like to do, until I really get into it and I'm in a routine and I'm feeling the endorphins. So this past month has been a difficult one, and then my body isn't the same as the last time she and I trained 3 years ago. So dealing with that and facing those things, but it's a good sore. Some days I can't wear heels, but I'm doing the work that I need to be doing. So I'm really excited about the results that are to come. It's just getting back on the horse. It's nothing that I don't know. It's just remembering how to ride.
Shika. If my body could talk, it would say.
I see you, girl. Keep doing it.
I know you've been doing really good.
I've been really. Yes. It's so funny because I don't know that. Like, I don't weigh myself unless I'm at the doctor. Like, I have not weighed myself in here. I can't even remember. So a lot of times I don't really realize it. But my friend's mom, we were at her house doing stuff for my friend's birthday, and she was like, your titties look big. And I was like, well, I don't think they've gotten any bigger. Like, maybe I've shrunk. I don't know. So she showed me a picture of me. It was my 30th birthday in Miami. And she was like, let me take a picture. She was like, then I'm going to send you a side by side. And she sent it to me. And I was like, oh, like, like I didn't know. Y'all know I don't take a ton of pictures. I'm never on Facebook. I'm not saying a memory. So I really don't realize it. Like, yeah, my clothes are fit different, but my body's changing in a different way. Like, I may not even be losing pounds. I think that I'm just, like, reshaping. So I don't know. Like, I don't really have a super hard regimen that I'm going by, especially with food. That food shit is just, like, diet shit is weird to me. Like, I can I do well. You know what I'm saying? But I think I like feeling stronger. So, I've been able to push through. I might take a week off, but I make sure, I go back to it. Because honestly, I'm not fucking either. So, like, got to get rid of that energy somewhere.
and the way you're doing it is probably, that's what leads to longevity.
Yep.
You have to make it where it's your lifestyle, where it's not a diet or it's not a phase of exercise. Like, you really have to incorporate it in a way where you can maintain it. And you've been looking at the things that I call the non-scale victories. How your clothes fit, the energy you feel, the strength you feel when you work out. So dope shit. Trying to get there with you, girl.
Ditto.
Yes, I told you. Just let me know anytime you want to take a walk, some shit. I try to do whatever.
I would agree. So if my body could talk, it would say, be kind to yourself. Because, words, you look back right now, I'm in this phase. I'm looking back at old pictures like, shit, I wish I had that fat body. Like when I was like, oh God, you're fat.
Yeah,
can
if
I?
I was as fat as when I thought back when I was saying I was fat and I wasn't.
Yeah, like can I have that
Definitely
2011
smoking.
body then? So, so I guess in doing that, it's just have a little bit more compassion and be kind to yourself. And I also made the realization that when I'm in therapy is when I work out consistently, right? Which is I thought was interesting. And so now that I'm back, here I am. That was one of the things that I wanted to work on was to do things, and then my therapist won't done a whole thing about, oh bitch, we gotta start here. But to do things that would help me be consistent in this lifestyle transition because I do want to get some pounds up off this body.
Oh, that's super dope.
What'd you say?
That's super dope because I definitely even tell myself like in every day, you know, you thinking you're going through your thoughts. You just got to be more kind to yourself. Like
we do
not beat yourself up.
And just understand that it's all progress and that
yes, we all fuck up.
Exactly.
Yes,
but it's a hard thing because everything in society tells us not to love or accept ourselves as we are. So it's really a revolutionary thing to accept yourself in spite of flaws or knowing that there are things you want to work on. But being kinder. Yeah. So that's a good word too.
So the next one, my love life to date has been
whack.
Okay.
For me,
no, that is like I don't even know if I've ever been in love, guys. Like I may have loved a nigga, but I ain't like been in love for real. It's been whack. Also, like I was a fucker. I think like in my 20s, I didn't really take shit seriously, you know. So I admit that I was playing, but not. I mean, I don't think I should have taken anyone seriously. So it was like a fair trade. Mm-hmm. But now that I'm in the 30s, I'm like, oh, I wanna see what that's like. I like to know. Mm-hmm. I like to know. I miss closeness. So yeah.
For me, I'm gonna say right now, non-existent. After February of this year, I made a concerted effort to abstain from dating for a little bit. And that was everything. So sex, casual, any type of dating just to occupy time. Like all of that has been on freeze for me since then. But when I took a real firm stance to really be like, okay, like, look, if you're not a platonic friend, I'm not dealing with you at all in any capacity, was probably like June. Okay. So yeah, and honestly, right now, I haven't missed it because there are so many things that I am focused on for me and so many lessons from the last relationship that I did have at the beginning of the year that I definitely needed this break to figure some things out because they say don't just heal don't just end the behavior. Oh Lord, it's a meme. I'm gonna have to send to y'all later because I'm gonna fuck it up now. My brain is dead after the day, but essentially saying heal the behavior that leads to certain things, and I just completely sabotaged everything I thought that I was looking for. It had absolutely no understanding of why I was doing it. And I'm like, bitch, you like this is literally everything that you've been looking for. And some things that you weren't even looking for that are on the list. What are you doing? So I wanted to get to the bottom of that. But it's the universe is a funny thing because the minute I declared it out of my mouth, niggas wanted to pop up from everywhere. Like the universe was like, oh, we gonna test you, ho. We gonna test you. Ex-boyfriends that live 7 hours away in Charlotte just happen to be in DC and want to reconnect and asking me where. And I'm just like, really? But it's been refreshing in a way because it's like I've been focused on dating myself. And so that when I do go back into dating, I'm completely whole and healthy and able to offer that and hopefully be able to receive that very same thing. I'm not trying to, in my past relationships, I've always been a person that wanted to fix or help or better someone. And oftentimes, like I said, I've said this many times, but it was either to my own detriment or it just was an unhealthy dynamic. And I need somebody to meet me where I am with the work that I've been doing. So I'm ready. I'm willing to hold out for that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's where I'm at, basically.
Yes.
So I will say that my love life to date this year has been promising.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, I did not expect to be dating anyone for this length of time, but it's been one person, and I like him. And he likes me, and it's definitely growing pains, but it also reminded me, like, fuck, how much hard work goes into like dating and being in a relationship. But it's promising. I like it. And yeah, I guess that's what I'll say in a nutshell. I was going to say another thought, but I think it just floated out of my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't complain this year. But I will also note that I too was tested. This is like before we were like exclusive or anything, and that old faithful dick showed out, hit me up like, hey, I'm in town. And I was like, oh, well, I should go over here. Like, right, I should go try that. I should hit that one more time. And I totally ignored it. I did not answer it. So I was so proud of myself for that. That's when I knew I liked him. That I did not go down that path. And so
that is important.
Yeah. So, and it's nice to have honest conversations with someone and get honest, truth back, where I don't even think you're BSing or lying or whatever. And so to be on the same page seems like, oh my God, this is like leaps and bounds better than the last situation I was in. So yeah, promising.
That is very good. And that's something that I try to keep in mind, that you said, even though I'm in like a job, because I did some dating maybe in the earlier part of the year, and then like Chris, I took a break. Like right now, I just rather not. I'm open, but for the most part, is that it takes work. So I'm really trying to appreciate my time of only having to care for me for the most part. And trying not to have the whole grass is green on the other side.
Yeah, because I mean, I honestly get like, it's like the longer I stayed single, it was like, well, the only thing I really miss is sex, right? Like,
right.
And now having to be like, oh my God, I just can't make plans because I need to go ask somebody else, like, are we doing anything? So something as little as that is like such a behavior change. So
yeah,
learning as I go again, but this just seems to feel a lot better and not forced. Yeah, so yeah, like I said, this came the fuck out of nowhere. So
I know. I tell you all the time how excited I am. Like, yes, yes, somebody has to do it.
As I'm sitting here smiling, so
listen, that's how you.
Oh yeah, I am too. Fuck it, we're all smiling.
But that's good and healthy. Good and healthy. And again, when you aren't looking at someone, you find exactly what you want. So, girl, because there's so many people out here that are in relationships that are, again, facade or not. Exactly.
Or not healthy as fuck. Did y'all see the? Yeah, no. Did y'all see the meme? Hold on, I'm pulling it up right now because I just sent it to someone, so it's not far down. It was like, y'all quick to tell people McDonald's is unhealthy. What about that relationship you're in, McStupid ass bitch?
Listen, I've seen that and nod. Like, yes.
You're gonna have me dying. Like, oh my God, yes. Okay, next one. By the end of the year, I will ...
have gone somewhere I've never gone.
Yay.
That's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, I it. Think that maybe what I've been focusing on.
For me, I just feel this great energy for what's to come in the last few months of this year. And knowing that I've done the work to move things forward in that way, like I'm just really excited about next year, and not in a let me set a vision board and plot these goals, but there's something inexplicable that I know is just on the horizon of next year, and I'm excited about it. So
yeah, for me, by the end of the year, because my mind went in so many different directions. So I will say for me, the one thing that I want to do is by the end of the year, I want to incorporate back into my schedule therapy and physical movement. Because I feel like that's the one thing this year that I've kind of slacked on. And so that'll be by my end of the year.
Nice.
Next one, my most embarrassing moment to date this year has been. I know mine.
Oh God, I just now that I think about it. Okay, y'all go. I gotta think.
So mine I already shared on the podcast. Walking around with a big ass hole in my dress. And nobody saying anything was probably my top embarrassing moment for the year.
My top embarrassing moment was we have listservs for our entire department, and it's just quicker and easier for us to communicate that way. And I sent a message one day saying that I was taking a dick day instead of a sick day to the entire listserv. But I laughed at that shit for like 3 days. I sent it to all my friends. I was like, I could have benefited from both, but it was a sick day.
That's hilarious.
Girl, that's ridiculous. For me recently, oh my God, like, so I think my equilibrium is really, really off, like that PMS, that week before your period. And I was going to get a wax, but I was early, so I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get a iced latte. And I have very small hands, but I'm always trying to carry every fucking thing. So I had like a medium latte. I had my phone in my one hand. I had my keys. And so I had to go to push out the door and like almost drop my phone. So I catch it like in the door, but then my feet get tangled up. And it was these two guys about to watch out. The dude was like, "Oh, I got you." But he ended up pushing the door. And I did not fall, but I literally almost just face palmed right on the sidewalk. And I was like, oh my God, why would you push the door that I'm holding? Like, I'm literally, my whole body's against the door. This might have been like 2 weekends ago. Like, I almost fumbled and like hit the pavement. I was like, I've got to go get a wax and go home. I'm so embarrassed. Like, embarrassed. I haven't fallen like in a very long time, unless it's in a house. Like, I may fall in the house, but in public, no. So I was just like, please don't fucking fall, bitch. Just keep it together.
Yeah, I think I could live with those. Like, it could be far worse than embarrassing moments.
Yeah.
Next one thing I've done to date this year that I thought I'd never do is
take a solo vacay.
Oh, that's a good one. You did do that.
Yeah. I broke up with my 90-day fiance.
And Adrian, don't kill me. Repeat the question.
I'm laughing. This one was my most embarrassing moment. No. One thing that I've done to date this year that I never thought I'd do is.
I got a couple that fit in that category, but Shika, I'm kind of with you. I think.
Yeah, I got another.
That was 2018, right? My Mobe trip the first time. That was 2018, right? Was it?
Shit, these years fly together. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
TBD. I gotta figure out years first. Okay. I'm like, did this shit happen this year?
Right. Because I just definitely had another one. Yeah, wait. Because
I went in April the first time.
You went in September?
But I'm trying to think, was that this year? So that was 2017.
Yeah, that was 2017.
That was 2017.
And both of them were, because that was my birthday last year.
Oh, right.
Girl, I got to get in the right damn year. Shit, I ain't like I've been in jail. What year is it? What's something that I did this year that I wouldn't think that I would do?
Mm-hmm.
Probably the most beneficial thing that I've done for myself, which is therapy.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think for me was the live show.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I really was just like, I'm not doing this shit.
It came relatively quickly.
See how action cures fear,
right?
though?
And now we're on number 2. Yeah. No, I really didn't think I was going to do it. And I was sick that day, but it was amazing. So we have 2 more. This one is my friendships this year have been.
I said validated. Like, not that, they weren't before. Like, my group of friends up here formed very early. So we've been friends for 13 years now. And so they've become the family that I chose up here, because oftentimes, like, a lot of us aren't in close proximity to family. We depend on each other in important and in hard and necessary times. But sometimes, you just reassess who's around you and what their intentions are. And I've had a lot of people fall by the wayside, but the core that are here and I know aren't going anywhere has kind of been more affirmed and validated this year.
Okay.
That's cool. I was going to say tested. Because in that effect, I think I recently decided to. I'm not sure where I stand with a friend, but I was very clear with I'm not sure with letting that be known, because it just I didn't like some things that happened, and then I felt like when I went to address it, the response was just ugh. And, for me, I start to think about, especially now, I start to think about more like a cost benefit analysis. You know what I'm saying? Like, am I getting what I'm giving? Like, am I missing out if I no longer have you in my life? Am I going to miss something? If not, for me, I'm just kind of like, okay, so I feel like I've had some tested situations, and some things, you get stronger as some friends, but some, a person or maybe one person I just recently had to be like, no, thank you. I think I'm good on this.
Okay. I think my friendships have aligned with my goals, which is interesting for me. I haven't, I feel like the people who have been big cheerleaders to me are some of my closest friends, and then some people who I just didn't expect to be in my corner pushing me to be like, you can do this live show, these are the goals, girl, you're gonna be at Essence one year. Like, I didn't expect some of those people to be there. And then some of the people who I probably was closest to or have known a very long time, for whatever reason, we just haven't been in sync. So it's no like ill will or bad feelings there, but it just feels like where I am right now, I need the people who are actively supporting without me asking, I think. Because if this is with anything, I'm not the type of person to be like, even people I know, like, oh, you ain't telling me about my live show. Well, you don't listen to my podcast. So I feel like if you were actively supporting me in some way, you would know. So I'm just not the type of person to constantly push, because I just feel like if you're going to do something, you're going to do it for people. And so that's kind of how some of my friendships have gone this year. And some have been strengthened and some are just a little stale. So,
exactly.
and it's, I guess the other thing too people have to remember, and I even say this to myself, is that friendship is 2 ways. So I can't be mad at them for not reaching out when I haven't been putting my energy into it either.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And the last one, I'm grateful for ...
For life. Like,
Yeah, I was going to say for me. Look,
yeah.
I'm grateful.
Like this, a lot of what prompted my journey into real healing this year was losing someone very close to me, very unexpectedly and very prematurely in her own life. Like, it is completely, girl, you got deep on us. But it was a reminder to me to live my life in full capacity because she couldn't. And, you know, I would much rather her be here, but that it really was a wake up call for me in many ways to not just exist. It was a reminder that life is short and not promised to us. So what am I really doing with the time that I have here? How am I being my best self and making an impact in the lives of others and fulfilling my purpose and doing the things that I feel called to do? But again, making sure that I am happy and fulfilled in all of that. So that really has been the focus of this entire year, is just becoming the best version of me so that I can be the best version of whoever else I serve, whether that's as a daughter, a sister, a friend, a partner in a relationship. I can't be the best for them until I'm the best for me. But I'm just eternally grateful to have the chance to wake up and be able to make a choice about what I'm doing every day because I'm still here. So.
Got it.
Yeah, so I would say I'm grateful for myself and understanding, like not even just for me or people understanding me, but like I know that I have a knack for like being compassionate. And I think this year I kind of went through a lot. Like, my mom was in the hospital. I spent Christmas in the hospital. Like, shit was just really fucked up. And I appreciate the people who understood, that, I might need you or I might need someone to sit with me or anything like that. Like, I really appreciate understanding. I appreciate me for allowing myself to be me, no matter what it was. Cause I don't like to be down around people. I don't like to bring people's spirits down, but I'd understand and get to a point where I'm not always at my full capacity. And instead of me shutting down and shutting out, if someone reaches me, cause I most of the time isolate if it's some shit happening, but when people do reach out, just have faith that they'll understand if you say, hey, what's up? But I don't feel well today. You know what I mean? Like, it's important for me to be understood and it's important for me to understand the people around me. So, yeah, I am grateful for that because that has been one of my most difficult things to do, is to let some people know, especially friends and people who I talk to on a regular basis, that oh yeah, I'm not feeling it this week or these couple of days or today or this hour. You know what I'm saying? Because just in the face of like shit happened so quickly, you don't know that it's important that I let people know what's going on with me. And I'm not suicidal or anything like that, but just like life happens. And I would hate for someone, like I'm not speaking to people. They're like, oh, I don't know what was going on with Shika. And some freak accident happened and it's that I was, I just had been sad and not talking to people. So, it's been a big thing for me to reach out and let people know what's up with me.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, because it's always that thing like, well, people didn't reach out to me during my time of need. And it's like, well, sometimes people don't know, so if you don't communicate, they don't. I'm sure if you said something to people or we say things like, girl, I need help, like people will be there. Those,
Absolutely.
But that's
It
a hard
is.
thing.
Yeah, because I'm that person. I'm that person to people. Like, if you check me and your chat seems a little bit off, I'm like, oh, what's wrong? You know what I mean? Like, I'm that person. So you have to learn too that everyone does not react the same way you are.
Exactly. Or you're the strong friend that has it together, so nobody need to check on you.
Yeah, and so I think now that I've made it clear that I'm not always strong, that people do check on me. So it makes a difference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I am grateful for and I kind of talked about this in the last question, was support, and it's that same thing. I've shared on here before how I've somehow stepped into the not that I wanted to, but kind of that matriarch role in the family, and it's like it skipped a generation a bit, and so a lot of people depend on me for a lot of different things, and so it's nice to have support from all different people. So even when I talk about like the podcast community, who you just engage on Instagram or Twitter, whatever, to friends who I've known 23 years, to new boo popping up, to even my mom moving out, and it's made our relationship better because it's made it a mother-daughter relationship in a sense versus roommates or whatever the fuck we were. And so I think this new wave of support that I did not always feel like I had. So kind of the same thing that Shika's saying, but it's been, instead of me having to ask for it, I've seen it and opened my eyes to see it in more ways than I've allowed myself to see how I was supported and to receive said support. So yeah.
Oh, this made my heart smile. This was very nice.
So that was the last question. But I know when I was listening to the podcast, I thought that was such a great exercise that they did. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do it. And I was like, oh, we're recording tonight. We're going to do it tonight. So thank you, ladies, for sharing and being vulnerable.
Yes, give me your business.
Yes, I had a whole little moment I wasn't expecting.
I know.
Yeah. Listen, I've been crying weekly for like the last month. It's just
girl.
Every time I went to therapy, I was like,
let me tell you something. I went to therapy literally, and I go tomorrow, right? So I have to do one more homework assignment tonight. But I go tomorrow, and when I went 2 weeks ago, within the first 6 minutes, I felt the frog in my throat, and I'm like, nope, she's not going to do this. She's not going to do this. I look over at the clock like, fuck, it's only 8:06. And I was like, fuck it, just let it out. Like, I weeped like almost the entire session.
And that's the thing, but that in itself is cathartic, because I'm not
a
crier. Like, I cry maybe twice a year, and that's if somebody dies or something significant has happened. Like and so realizing that emotions are not a weakness, because I'm one of those, if you gotta cry, go outside type of people. Like, tears don't sway me. But I have like, oh girl, like last session she ended it with a question, and it just took me all the way down. I was like, why you gotta ask that, like, as we're
right at the end, like, okay, we'll talk about this next session. Exactly. But I'm gonna, Chrissy, I'm sending it to you right now via email, because this is my last homework assignment that I need to do. It was, she wants me to watch a video on vulnerability, and then we have to talk about it tomorrow. So I'm gonna send.
Let me tell you, listen, I used to not cry either. Like, I didn't start crying till like my 30s, I feel like it. But now it's just it's a thing. Like, yeah, I was talking about work, and I was so fucking frustrated, and it just happened. I was like,
it happens like that.
I'm so sorry. He was like, no, no, no. And I was like, I know, but listen, it's just, and I've learned to let it out now. I like I said before, I think I've said it on here before, I like to cry in the shower. It's one of my favorite places to cry is in the shower. It's relieving. Plus, no one sees you, and the water washes it all the way. So it works. Play a little Solange, get you a little cry
Exactly.
on. But yeah, I'm glad we're all healing and we're all striving to be.
Yeah, so I again would like to thank you ladies for being open and honest and sharing on the Boonie Breakdown. This is a good talk.
Yay.
So, okay, Chrissy won't be with us at the live show on November 2nd, but Shika will be there. Brian is there. I'm fucking there. So at the time we recorded this, it is 14 tickets left. So get your tickets.
I hate that I'm going to miss it, but y'all definitely want to be in the building, and I need a full recap.
Tickets here.
So
we will make sure you get one, Chrissy. So.
And I feel like today's episode was kind of like in theme with Responsible and Ratchet. We did a little bit of both.
We did both. Yes, look at us. That's what we do. But thanks again, ladies, for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Bye, ladies.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. All right, thank you to Chrissy and Shika for stopping by the podcast. I really, really enjoyed our conversation, especially the end part where we took inventory of our 2018 and how we want to close out the year. Again, I linked in the show notes the video that I sent to Chrissy that was my therapy homework assignment. It is a video on the power of vulnerability, okay? And so I feel like we did a good job in showing our vulnerability in this episode, all right? If you enjoyed this episode, I encourage you to listen and subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, SoundCloud, Stitcher, and Google Play, or any app that you listen to your favorite podcasts on. Don't forget to leave a review too. You might just hear a review on the next episode. Follow us on social media. Share the episode with those you love, those you don't love, those you fucking hate. I don't make those pretty images for nothing, okay? Have a dope ass week. Thank you for listening. And remember, the Ratchet in me always honors the Ratchet in you. Until next time.